Hi, I'm Pam and I'm here to talk about retro video games. Today I'm looking at the Sega Saturn and one of its really rare console exclusives. It's Saturn Bomberman.
Saturn Bomberman!
Saturn Bomberman was developed by Hudson Soft and released for the Saturn in North America in 1997. It's a puzzle game that offers a few different game modes. Bomberman must defeat Mr. Meanie, who has released the monster Krator and is trying to take over the world. 4 crystals must be collected to restore the planet, and Mr. Meanie must be stopped.
Now he's using Krator's evil power to conquer the world. You must get the crystals back before Krator destroys everything.
I had not played a Bomberman game before, but I love puzzle games, and this one caught my interest right away. The puzzles in Bomberman take the form of mazes that you must work your way through by planting and blowing up bombs to remove obstacles and enemies. Each level has a certain amount of Zorfs, which are some kind of towers. Once all Zorfs are destroyed, the level exit is revealed. Enemies will block your way, and if you get hit, you lose a life and have to start the level over again. The enemies start out fairly predictable, slow, and easy to avoid, but soon become more difficult. Some enemies will shoot projectiles, some can fly over the obstacles that stop you and everything else, and some will eat your bombs. While initially your bombs aren't too powerful and cover only a small range, there are a lot of items that can drop from exploded enemies or obstacles that power you up. There are items that increase the range on your bombs, allow you to drop more than one bomb at a time, or increase your speed. There are items that make you temporarily invulnerable, items that let you walk through your bombs, kick your bombs, or even remote detonate them. There are items that stop time, and also items that give you negative status effects, like slowing you down or making your bombs detonate prematurely. In fact, there may be too many drops. There are almost 30 of them, and unless you're playing the game with the manual on your map, it can be hard to tell exactly what the thing you're picking up is going to do. There are also Dinosaur Eggs, which will give you a dinosaur to ride. Each of the 5 different dinos offers a different ability. Some can jump over obstacles, some can attack enemies or dash. The dinosaurs can level up and get more powerful with use, and if you get hit while riding one, you'll lose the dinosaur rather than a life. I never managed to hold on to my dinos for too long, so I never saw them at full power. The placement of obstacles and enemies, as well as the particular drops you get, are randomized from attempt to attempt, so progress is more a matter of learning to react rather than memorizing a path through the level. Occasionally you can get screwed by enemy placement, but for the most part, everything is avoidable. In fact, in Bomberman, I was often my own worst enemy. I died much more frequently due to boxing myself in with my own bomb, as opposed to getting hit by enemies. Gameplay-wise, I have very few complaints. This is a puzzler that's both fun and challenging, with a lot of variety in the levels, enemies, and boss fights. There are 5 different worlds in the game. There is Amusement World, which takes place in a carnival and is populated by ice cream cones, rides, and fairy tale castles. Samurai World, where the backgrounds are made up of beautiful cherry blossoms and bamboo forests. There's a level that takes place in the Old West, where enemies can shoot at you and you have to avoid speeding trains, and a prehistoric level populated by dinosaurs. When all those are completed, you travel to the future to assault Mr. Meanie in his secret base. Each world finishes off with a boss fight. I generally found these much more difficult than the levels that preceded them, as you not only had to find the right strategy to defeat the boss, but they were also much more aggressive towards you than any other enemies. They ended up being fun puzzles themselves, though facing them with limited power-ups was often an exercise in frustration. If I died on a boss, I'd sometime go back and replay a previous level to get better bombs before taking it on again. The boss of the Wild West stage was one of the better ones and had you using your bombs to fire cannons at him, which provided something a little different. One of the things that stands out about Bomberman is how great it looks. While many games of this generation were taking advantage of polygons, and now look like garbage, Bomberman stuck to pixels and it looks fantastic. Each of the 5 worlds is unique and looks really great. There are a ton of cute little details in the backgrounds, from fountains spouting, to gears spinning, to animals pacing around. There's a ton of movement and little animations happening, and even some weather effects, and everything is really bright and colorful. The sound effects are top-notch, and the music provides a perfect accompaniment to each level. I'm really very impressed with the presentation of the game. There's more to Bomberman than just the one mode. You can play normal mode co-op, and there's also a battle mode and a master mode. Two-person normal mode gives you all the normal levels, but lets you play couch co-op. But are 2 Bombermans better than 1? This mode is a lot of fun, but I found that keeping track of and avoiding another person's set of bombs was much more challenging than playing solo. On larger levels that require scrolling, you also have to be careful not to leave player 2 behind, or they'll be playing blind. Still, I always appreciate games that offer co-op. In the master game, you work your way through a series of maze levels where you need to kill every enemy in order to open the way to the next. There are also boss fights throughout. Lose a life and you have to go all the way back to level 1. The master game is tough and a fun alternative to normal mode if you're looking for more solo play options. In battle mode, players enter an arena and try to blow each other up. The last person standing wins. This can be played with up to 10 human players if you've got the Sega 6-player multiplayer adapter, as well as 9 extra controllers lying around. You can also play against AI opponents, which is what I did, and play either individually or split into teams. With so many players on the screen, these battles are quite hectic. Overall, Saturn Bomberman is a ton of fun. It's a cute and clever puzzler to play alone or with a friend. Or with 9 friends. Who has 9 friends? I don't have 9 friends. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.